Welcome back, everyone. LanceScurv here. I'm just enjoying a little peace, little nature, and battling the bugs that think that I'm an all-you-can-eat meal. I love my peace. I love my quiet. I love the inability of lost souls and antagonistic entities from having the access to me. It's so much that comes off of me these days and still coming out of me because of my physical distance from a system that doesn't serve me, never did. The only thing it served is for me to pay taxes and to benefit from my output. It wasn't there to serve me for my happiness. That's something that I had to figure out how to attain. And for me, I realized it was balance. Balance to be able to do the things that I love to do and have the time to do it. So many times we trade our time for the purpose in our lives. And many of us don't even realize we need to have a purpose. We don't think about that. We just feel that we've been trained to think that if we put more time in on a job and we work and we work and we work, we're delaying the happiness that money alone can't buy. And when you get to a certain point after working so many decades, it's like, where's the happiness? Even where's the financial freedom? Because lots of times you're only given enough just to come back, just to survive. There'll be times when you feel like you're ahead of the game, but it's never where you're free and clear to say, I have the freedom to wake up every day and decide what it is I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna stay inside, stay in the bed, stay on my property, enjoy peace, or maybe I wanna go to the beach, or maybe I wanna go. And we feel that many of us, after a while, when we get beat down in the system, we feel that that's only for other people, that somehow other people deserve it and we don't. You know, we work for big companies, some of us sometimes, in the corporate world, in America, and other places too. But my experience has been in the United States, and we see the so-called big bosses, and they take these trips all over the world, and they may share some of their adventures on these expensive trips all over. And we clap, and oh, wow, that must have been so nice. Oh, I'm so happy for you. But how are you gonna be happy if you're working hard to keep somebody else's dreams going and you're not working on yours? You're getting just enough to make it to the next paycheck. Or maybe you do have a little money in the bank, but it's not something that's life-changing. Can you have balance because of money if you're chasing money all the time, right? But then again, this world system works on money. So I can't say that it's totally a bad thing, but when you get so intoxicated on it to think that this is it, this is everything, then you got a problem. Because you look around, you'll be 50, 60, 70 years old and realize that you are walking on a treadmill. And when you get that money, lots of times, we increase our output, how much we spend. They have a saying, more money, more problems. It doesn't have to go that way. Why can't you live on the same level in output and expenditure that you did on a prior level before you had more money, but now we want to get a bigger, more expensive SUV or a car, or, you know, we start doing things we didn't do before that are not important, that don't add on to our base value, right? Net worth. People say, well, I make so much a year, but what is your net worth? What do you own? I'm not being materialistic. I'm just saying that the money that's going through your hands, through your fingertips like sand, is not the value, right? So there's a bug hating on me now. Maybe it was a human being in another life that didn't know what they need to know, and now they're just a fly. They were hating and evil and materialistic, and they came back as a fly, if reincarnation is true. But net worth. Most of us who don't have $1 million in the bank or net worth, if you're $1 million or under, really, really and truly, because some people say, well, give me $1 million. And the mindset that many of us have, we blow it on foolish things, low vibrational things, because of our low self-esteem. And now we have to wear our esteem on our sleeve and prove to other people that we're something because we have something. You know how quick $1 million can go? If you have a net worth of $1 million or less, the system laughs at you because you're there to pay taxes and you're there to keep the ball rolling in a system that keeps other people wealthy. Not rich, but wealthy. And we have to figure out a way, how do we climb above that? Not just about money now. Again, under all of this is balance. Because the Creator knows I do not have $1 million net worth. I plan on having that. Not because of the lust of money, but it's a tool that can propel me into situations that I wouldn't be able to get into if I had to go to an office or a warehouse all day and sweat without the contact, without the time to network, without the ability to move or travel without having to ask somebody for a day off, right? So even when you do get, and I just picked $1 million, it could be 3, it could be, but I feel that $1 million can do a lot, but most of us under that, we're still in the system and we're still looked at by the people who have true power financially as a minion, as nothing, right? Which I don't care what they think about me. I know about me. I know my value and I know my worth on the open market. And I'm so happy now to be totally free to be able to take my talents and abilities and offer it to the world to accrue more money, not for the fact of feeling that so that makes me better. It's not going to make me feel better about myself because my confidence and my sense of self-worth is already sky high. Not cockiness, not an ego thing or a narcissistic thing, but I know I'm worthy. Now that I've pulled myself out of the bushes and out of the system that I have to give all this time, right? Because I know how to live below my means. That was the whole plan of moving here and being with nature and being free with no distractions. Plus, I'm not the kind of person who has to have material goods to show you that I'm worth something. Think of all the people who were, say, let's go 50 years back when $1 million really meant something, even more. All the people who had mansions, all the people who had power on a job, they had a business that they had people working for them and basically exploiting them so they can take the profits for themselves. But people you don't even know, where are they? Where are they? If they only focus on the money. What did it do? Nobody's talking about them. Even people you know that whether they had money or not, you bury them, they pass on. You have a picture, you have memories of them, you mourn them, you cry, but guess what? You're back on the job ASAP. Everybody at a funeral is not gonna get 2 weeks off because somebody connected to them passed away. Maybe if that was somebody in your inner circle. What I'm trying to say is that the system doesn't care. And most people don't care. So if they don't care, why are you working so hard to prove something to them? Why are you trying to prove something to them? I have nothing to prove. I live the way I live, and I feel as though I'm on an upward trajectory with what little I have because I put myself in position for that. Now I can wake up and think. Now I can say, okay, I want to write 2 or 3 articles a day. I want to do a video or 2. I want to research something. I want to meet with somebody on a Zoom meeting and let's discuss something in another part of the world. I'm here physically, but my mind is all over the place in a good way, doing things that will elevate myself. If your mind is not there, you can have all the money in the world and it's not going to do anything for you. So yes, money is important, but again, balance is. I'm not leaving anywhere today The moment I woke up, I said that to myself. There's things that I have to do in the outside world, but maybe tomorrow, maybe I might push it back till next week. I want to see how I feel. That's freedom. That's freedom. If I want to eat, if I don't want to eat, I can pack this up right now, do nothing for the rest of the day, and go back to the bed and sleep. Nobody's bothering me. It's not how much you make, it's what you don't spend. So if you can put yourself in a position where you don't have to spend as much, you already beat most of the population, right? But that's gonna take a lot of sacrifice, a lot of focus, and leaving a system that has become so familiar to you that you're scared to leave it because that's all you know. You see what I mean? So getting to that point may take an expansion of the mind. Many people have left America figuring that they're gonna do better financially with less overhead. They can get their home and pay for it outright, no mortgage, no certain bills, and very little overhead, and still have to go back because the demons that they had inside of them, they didn't exercise. So moving somewhere is not gonna change you. And this is what many people, and it's not just about Ghana or Africa or anywhere you go, Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, wherever you go. If you don't take care of yourself on the inside, you're bringing the same old rusty, dusty demons and way of looking at things and looking at people the same way. If you don't have the change on the inside, you're not gonna get very far. If you're envious, if you're jealous, if you're nosy, if you don't wanna see other people do well, you're not gonna do well. You're gonna just stay right there, eat, sleep, go through your bodily functions, accrue certain things. Something fell out of the tree. Better not be a snake. I'll be looking down. It could be one of those avocados, I think, but anyway. It's about changing yourself or evolving yourself. Not changing, because at the root can't change. The branches can grow out, but we have to evolve. You see? I see a lot of examples of that, of individuals who have moved out to this country where I am, and the examples of those who have come from America or come from the West, they still have a twisted heart and a twisted mind, and they won't be able to apply that narrow-minded way of thinking to somewhere so completely different, a different rhythm, a different vibe. We can be our own worst enemies, and we don't even realize that. And you can give those people all the money in the world, and they'll get nowhere as far as the happiness in their heart. So again, we can't go and say, money's of the devil, money's evil, the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, you need it in this system. Then if you feel that way, why are you getting up and going to work so you can pay your bills, right? But what about the freedom and the happiness and the fulfillment? See, the thing is, if you don't have purpose in your life, that's what breathes life into your life. The energy, like I have this goal, I have this focus, this is something I want to do. Even if it's a money-making pursuit, it's not about the money lots of times. It's you're pursuing a goal that will reap financial benefits that maybe you'll be able to help your family out with, even on a generational level, right? But have some kind of goal. Don't just think that if you were in your original country, which for me is the United States, and say, for example, you were a social butterfly and you were at every cookout and you were at every gathering and you were up in people's business and running here and running there. You come out here and do the same thing. Is that going to get you anywhere? What are your goals? You don't have to tell me, but what is it that you hope to leave as a legacy? Not that you were here, you had a few friends, you went to a couple of gatherings, and you're gone. And after a while, you're forgotten, right? What can you do to make a difference in other people's lives that help them beyond your life? Yes, while you live in balance and have comfort and have money, but you use it as leverage. That's the righteous thing, because to me, when we transition, we're gonna have to be held accountable for how we lived our life. Whatever religion, I'm not even talking religious, I'm talking on a spiritual level. We're all here for a purpose. You see the seeds of these trees and fruits and plants, they have a purpose, right? The sperm every man has, the eggs, that ovaries that women have is for a purpose, right? Talents and abilities that you're given that are so easy to you, more over than somebody else. You need to use that for something. But just sitting there, oh, my girlfriend left me 40 years ago and I can't get over it. Or they stole my money, or they backstabbed me 30 years ago. What is that doing? You don't wake up with any excitement when you think that way. But you think that way, but I gotta get on up and go to the job. How depressing. Let me tell you something. When I was on various jobs that I worked in the United States, I was there and I would look at it like, even when pressures came down or personality conflicts happened, as it would be, lots of times because I wasn't as stressed as the other people, because I looked at it as, this is just now. I may be on this job for a few years. I may not be on this job for a few years, but one day this is gonna be the past. And one day I'm gonna be in a better future, a better life, something more improved because I'm engineering this. I'm only here for money. And I'm gonna use that money to take to the next level, to get to the next level. And I have to do it incrementally, slowly but surely. You see what I mean? But many people don't think that way. They think, oh, this is my reality now. Look, I used to be thinking when I was on different jobs, I say, look, there's somebody on the other side of the world, on the beach, eating some ice cream, which I don't suggest any dairy, but eating ice cream, kick back without a worry in the world, under the beautiful sun, the same sun I'm looking at right now, right? And they're enjoying life. Whether they have $10 million, $1 million, or whatever. You manage yourself properly, you can have a little bit of joy every single day, just as much as a person who may have $100 million or $1 billion. The sun doesn't shine on them any better. It's all about what's up here. Because when you do have the money, you see things different. You're not concerned about what others are concerned about when they're living on a survival way. And there are people who make six figures who are living in a way of survival. You see? Because they feel that they make this money, now I've made it, so now I need to go get this car, I need to live in this neighborhood, I gotta have these clothes and all this jewelry. Look, I'm rocking t-shirts every day. I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. I am who I am. You'll see my value if you sit down with me and have a conversation and see where my head's at, because maybe I might stimulate you in a certain way that different people can't do, right? Because I'm thinking beyond the level of survival. Even when I was on the level of survival, I wasn't thinking that way because I knew it was a big world out there. And that will liberate you and free you. And no matter how many times people around you try to sink you into a hole because they are intimidated by your potential, don't let that bother you. That's an invert compliment. Because if you were a bum and you had nothing in your mind and you had no talents and abilities, they would not work so hard to sink you down. Like I said, your haters or your invert cheering squad. They don't pick losers to hate on. They don't pick losers to have attitudes toward. And this is why, number one, you gotta get these kind of people out of your life. Get rid of them. Cut them. And sometimes they cut their own selves off thinking that you need them or they wanna make you think that you need them. No, that's the best thing that they can do for you is to exit your life. Think about yourself. Think about your own happiness. Think about your own comfort. But you're gonna have to sacrifice and work hard also, but work with purpose, work with a purpose in mind. Not just to have more money. Oh, I got more money now. So you can be more of a fool if you have no purpose in a way to put that money and use it to elevate you. It's only a tool. It doesn't make you better as a person, you see? And for you to floss like that and show off like that, when you do, you're only gonna attract more fake people around you, because they're only seeing you as an opportunity, somebody that they can get something from. And of course, there's people who are righteously looking to elevate, and they may want to pick your mind, pick your brain, but there's some people who are diabolical, like these flies trying to get in my ear, which I'm gonna cut this short and continue inside. I got a live show today with Brother Malik Aziz, the Muslim Street. and I'm gonna go inside and continue more. I got a little more time. Today was a content day, pretty much, and whatever I wanna do. But whatever I do is gonna be progress, and it won't be rushed. It won't be with any pressure. It'll be what comes from my soul. And I wanna create and have this day mean something as I incrementally move toward an elevated life, which this life, no matter where I find myself, I find the joy in it every day. And I'm thankful for the struggles, because after the struggle comes the victory. So I welcome that too. Anyway, I said a few things. Maybe I confused you. I was all over the place, but I'm outside, safe, in nature, with my trees, fruits, everything. It's a beautiful day in the eastern region of Ghana. And like I said, salute to my brothers, much love to my sisters. Thank you very much for your time. I'm coming back with more in a little while. Peace.